Okay, and what I'm looking for here, get with me for just a second, guys. Okay, here is the checklist that you guys are going to go through to make sure that they gave a proficient answer. Okay, I'm looking for vocab. The vocab on this problem is interior angles.
You didn't tell us that in the beginning.
I modeled it.
No.
Okay, so that's what you're going to fix on this one. Okay, so the vocab here is interior angles. The correct equation used, right? You need to use this equation to find the answer here, or you can't get the right answer. The correct angle total is calculated. If they have the number 900 on their paper, then they did it right. And the correct angle is calculated 105. For each one of these that they have, I want you to give them a little check mark right here. Okay, if they don't have one of them, you just leave that one blank. Right? Maybe they did everything up to finding 105 correctly. Okay, so give them 3 checks and skip that last one. Okay, so everyone given the checks that their partner deserves. Okay, next what we're going to do is we are going to do something real quick called 2 stars and a wish. Okay, 2 stars and a wish. Okay, and how this one works is you are still going to have your partner's paper, and you are going to give them 2 stars. So 2 things that you think they did really well. Maybe their sentence was really well written. Maybe they showed all of their steps on the problem. Maybe you really like their labeling throughout their math. That's where you're going to put your 2 stars. Okay? And then the wish is one thing that you wish that they had done better. Okay? Hold up, guys. Hold up. So maybe... Okay, so maybe Sekou did a great job with his problem, but Luis noticed that he didn't label his answer, right? So maybe Luis is going to write, I wish you'd labeled your answer, okay? Or I wish, what's that?
Handwriting.
Maybe, sure, maybe that's it, okay? I want you to focus a little bit more on the math, though. Make sure that they have all the things from the checklist. If they're missing one of those, it makes your wish pretty easy. But I want you to give them 2 things they did well and 1 thing that they can improve on as a wish. Okay, so get that done for me on that problem. We're going to move on to the next couple in just a second.
You tell them or you write it down?
You write the wish, you give the star just next to the things they did good.
All right.
Okay?
I give it back to them.
I don't know what you should do.
Hey, I just want to see what you're wishing. What are your hopes and dreams and wishes?
Remember, make sure that they use these things on the checklist. They didn't have all 4. Your wish is real easy.
I don't know the words. You did everything correct.
You wish I did it wrong.
Yeah, next time I wish you get it wrong.
How did I say right? Neat man and good. I wish nothing to be there.
It's not a real wish. Come on.
All right, Jasmine. You get away without a wish on this.
Nothing to be better. That's her.
Okay, guys, go ahead and trade your paper back. Go ahead and trade your paper back. Okay, and I want to keep us moving today, okay? So we're just going to talk about this next one, and then we're going to come back and do one more cycle of the 2 stars and a wish, okay? Which is a funny word to say. What's up? You have a question? So this problem here, what do we call these angles that we've got marked? Evelyn, can you help me out with that? These are exterior angles. And Ornella, do you remember what we know about exterior angles? Hold up. Your name's not Ornella.
Don't they equal to 360?
Don't they equal to 360? Carmen, do you agree with that?
No.
No? What do we know about exterior angles then?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, they do add up to 360, okay? So our explanation on this one is going to just be exterior angles add to 360 degrees. Okay, and if I know that, how can I solve for y on this problem? Jose, you got this one for me?
Wouldn't you add all the exterior angles and subtract it by 360?
Add all the exterior angles and subtract from 360. Jordan, do you agree with that? Stephanie, do you agree with that? Kayla, what would you do? What's your question?
Is it just 73?
Oh, sorry, this should just be 73. Great question. Okay, so one more time, Kayla, what would you do if you know that that's 73? How would you solve this? Add up all the angles. Okay, so we're going to do add all those together. And then once we get our answer, Luis, what do we have to do?
Subtract from 360.
Subtract from 360. Make that happen, please. Make that happen, please. Okay, let's finish up what you're writing. Okay, and I gave you this one, exterior angles, and I gave you this one, use 360. Check your work. Make sure you added your given angles up correctly to get 247, and make sure your y was correctly solved at 113. Give yourself your check marks.
What'd you do, Jose? A1. You did what? Good. You mean 81?
I said A1.
Oh, A1. Oh, okay, okay. I like the artwork.
Okay. So, let's see if I can get your guys' pencils down real quick. I got to bring us back to last week right quick. Dylan, help me out with those headphones, man. I need them off. I need them away. Thank you. Okay, so last week we started talking about parallel lines, right? And specifically what happens when I have two sets of parallel lines that cross each other. And what do we call this orange shape in the middle? Parallelogram, right? It's even got the word parallel in it. Okay, and I had you guys take these notes. Okay, quadrilateral just has four sides. A parallelogram is that shape that we just looked at where our parallel lines are crossing. And when we have that shape, what do we know about these angles that are across from each other? They're equal, okay, or they're congruent. Oops. Opposite angles in a parallelogram are congruent. Oh, this thing is killing me today. Okay, how about adjacent angles? Are those also congruent? First off, what do I mean by adjacent? They're on the same line. What were you saying, Marcia? They're on the same line. Any other definitions of adjacent? Alternative? What do you mean by that?
Who said that?
I thought you said that. I'm losing my mind, man. What's another definition for adjacent? On the same line works. It works in this case. Right next to each other. That's usually what adjacent means, right? So that means that red angle and this blue angle, or this red angle and that blue angle. And what do we know about those angles? they're not congruent, what do they do, Jordan? They add to 180, and Muhammad, remind me, what's my math word for add to 180? Thanks, man. Okay, add to 180. Okay, so I want you guys to take your paper, flip it over to the back. There are two problems on the back, and I want you to keep these two things in mind. If the angles are opposite, they are congruent. If they are adjacent angles, they are supplementary. Okay? We'll cruise through that. Okay? Your two problems on the back look like this, and the vocab words, I need to see you use it. On the back side of the paper, you should use each one of these words once. There are 4 words on the back. You should use each of them one time. Solve those 2 problems on the back, and we are going to trade and do 2 stars and a wish one more time with the back side of this piece of paper. I'm going to give you guys about 2 songs for this one because there are 2 problems.
Can you not, mister?
So you're solving these two?
I can. I can now. I can now.
What's that? I would say we'll talk about it. Oh, make it a right there. I was going to keep it right here. Okay? Yeah, that's not like that.
What are these right now?
Give me just a second, sir.
So are they Jason or?
It's gonna add up to 180.
So Jason.
So this is 113 plus 50 equals 180. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 13. So
Oh, wait, no. This is great.
Basically, and you'll find your answer. 50. So you gotta isolate.
Why would you say that that way? They're not congruent. So what are they? Is this how we set up supplementary? What does supplementary mean?
Right.
So we set up Ashley's works on video, right? Ashley preserved forever.
Just explain, why is that correct?
Always good.
Well, in order for since adjacent angles add up to 180, you would put the 2 angles that are given, adding up to each other to equal to 180, and then solve for x the same way that you would solve for any other equation.
Very nicely done.
Remember. Jesse, great for you.
You just write it next to where it says X equals boy.
Nia's going to ask you 2 questions. I want you to be able to answer for them.
So do
2
you want
questions. Are you stuck?
Why?
You're going to go positive here. 2 questions. Yo. Which? Adjacent. ADJ.
How are you gonna isolate?
This one will be